Bukas may racket. Malacanang says the new quarantine rules for travelers from so-called green list countries are only temporary. This comes after Health Secretary Francisco Duque III revealed that he was not consulted on the matter. Some parents are still on the fence on the matter of getting their children vaccinated against COVID-19. Prices of flowers are expected to shoot up as All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day near. The armed forces have agreed to around 300 military activities with the United States next year. And in lighter news, a Filipino couple goes viral over their dinosaur-themed prenup photo shoot. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Malacanang has clarified that the new quarantine protocols for some fully vaccinated inbound passengers can still change. In his briefing earlier today, spokesman Harry Roque said the IATF will finalize the list of green countries by October 16. The task force, through Roque, had announced that facility quarantine is scrapped for immunized travelers from select areas. This clarification came after Health Chief Francisco Duque III said in an interview that he was not consulted on the new policies. Roque also confirmed that he himself was not present during the meeting but noted that health experts were present.
Wala naman pong permanent na resolution tayo. Kung merong talagang tumaas na mga kaso sa mga bansang green list, pwede naman pong repasuhin ang polisiya.
The Health Department reported over 7,800 new COVID-19 cases on Thursday. This has brought our total caseload to 2,698,000, some 84,800 of which are still active. 154 new COVID-related deaths were recorded overnight, bringing the death toll to more than 40,200. 89 cases previously tagged as recoveries have been reclassified as deaths. Total recoveries are now at 2,573,000, with over 5,300 new survivors logged in the last 24 hours. 14% of the 51,300 tests conducted for today's bulletin returned positive results. And parents of minors with comorbidities are still split on the matter of getting their children vaccinated against COVID-19. Greg Gregorio with the story.
Preparations are in full swing for the day one of COVID-19 vaccination for minors with comorbidities. Eligible vaccinees from the 12 to 17 age group include those with medical complexity, genetic conditions, neurologic conditions, obesity, TB, respiratory disease, and others. Some parents are supportive of the vaccine rollout for the younger population, but others are still hesitant.
Dapat po talaga, mayroon na rin sila mga vaccine. Ang vaccine is tiwala po ako. Maybe in the future, the next year, or papasok sa eskwelahan, siyempre marami sila nakahalubilo mga tao or mga bata. Protektado dapat ang mga bata.
Kasi nakakatakot baka mamaya hindi kayanin ng bata, di ba? Kaya hindi rin pwede basta-basta magdidesisyon. Ayaw ko pa.
Authorities have assured parents that measures are in place to immediately attend to any rare adverse reactions on their children. So far, only Pfizer and Moderna's COVID-19 vaccines may be used on the age group in the Philippines.
Kaya nga ginawa natin in a hospital setting muna. Itong pilot kasi if and when may mangyari, no, na ayaw natin, sana wala. At least ready na, no, nasa hospital na sila.
8 hospitals have been identified as inoculation sites for the pilot run of the pediatric vaccinations. A simulation exercise has been conducted at the Philippine General Hospital and National Children's Hospital. Other hospitals in the list have been checked as well. Makati Medical Center will use the same vaccination site that they used for the initial rollout of Pfizer jabs.
The only difference that we are going to do this time is that we are putting more emphasis on increasing awareness among parents.
Each hospital received 1,170 doses of Pfizer jabs for the pilot run. During the first week, recipients will be the pediatric patients of the identified hospitals, while in the second week, the implementation will be expanded to other adolescents from various cities. 120,000 individuals in the age group have been listed in Marikina City, 1,000 to 1,500 of which have comorbidities. Mayor Marcy Teodoro says a team of experts has been formed to respond to the parents' qualms. Pediatric specialists will also be present to respond to any adverse reactions once the rollout begins.
Para maunawaan ng mga magulang yung benepisyo ng bakuna para sa mga bata at higit sa lahat, mawala yung pag-aalala tungkol sa kaligtasan ng pagbabakuna.
There are 1.4 million individuals aged 12 to 17 in Metro Manila alone. Some 144,131 of them have comorbidities. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. In La Trinidad, Benguet, prices of vegetables went up after the onslaught of severe tropical storm Maring. Meanwhile, flowers are expected to cost more as All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day draw near. Romel Lopez with the story.
Vegetable prices in La Trinidad trading post went up after severe tropical storm ravaged parts of northern Luzon. Many farmers rushed to harvest crops that they could still sell. But since many of the vegetables were damaged by the heavy rainfall, they were only able to salvage a few.
Sa lakas ng bagyo, madami talagang nasira. Halos hindi lang kalahati, mga mahigit pang nasirang pananim doon. Patatas, lahat, repolyo, ganun.
Kaya ba medyo nataas-taas ang presyo?
Sa ngayon pa lang hindi masyadong tumas, pero sa darating na araw sigurado yan na tataas kasi wala nang stock na gulay, wala nang maharvest.
This will be additional burden for consumers. Currently, some vegetables in La Trinidad are being sold at a higher price. Tomatoes are now at 28 pesos per kilo from 20 pesos. The price of onions also increased to 140 pesos per kilo from 120 pesos. Potatoes nearly doubled in price from 30 pesos per kilo to 65 pesos per kilo. But not all vegetables are seeing an increase in prices. These include garlic, which remains at 140 pesos per kilo. Meanwhile, the cost of Baguio beans decreased to 80 pesos per kilo from the previous 85 pesos per kilo. Broccoli is now at 60 pesos per kilo from 90 pesos per kilo.
Na-slide mga kalsada, ngayon nagtrabaho mga tao, kaya nabuksan yung kalsada nila, nakarating na sila dito. Mas mababa ngayon.
So maraming stock.
Oh, dami.
Still, farmers and traders says that maring's damage to crops may cause prices of some vegetables to still shoot up until December. Meanwhile, prices of flowers from La Trinidad are also expected to shoot up due to higher demand during the All Saints Day and All Souls Day. Roses will be sold at around 350 pesos per bundle from the previous 200 pesos. Other flowers like chrysanthemum and carnation, all priced below 100 pesos, may cost a little bit more before the month ends. But sellers are also facing another problem, the lack of customers.
Ito nga, walang bumubiling buyer, walang maakyat. Kahit may buyer, mura ang bayaran nila.
Flower farmers are just banking on improved weather, so buyers may visit them soon for the upcoming undas. For News 5, Romel Lopez, we are One News.
The Philippines and the United States have agreed to hold over 300 military activities next year, just months after President Duterte fully restored the VFA or Visiting Forces Agreement. The armed forces held a dialogue with the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command about national defense and security. Both said that the meeting resulted in stronger relations between the U.S. and Philippine militaries. Earlier today, the Philippine Air Force received 4 Scan Eagle unmanned aerial systems worth 20 million pesos from America. The PAF will use the equipment to enhance counterterrorism efforts, humanitarian assistance, and disaster relief operations. And in politics, TV personality and former PDP Laban member Jopet Sison will be replacing news anchor Noli De Castro in the senatorial race. Sison will run under Acción Democrático, the political party of presidential aspirant and Manila Mayor Isko Moreno. Melvin Matibag of the Cusi-led PDP Laban wing insists that the substitution of candidates is not a mockery of the electoral process. Matibag said every party is entitled to its own political strategies and to use all available legal options. Recall that a bill has been filed in Congress to prohibit the substitution of candidates who voluntarily withdraw their bids. And Vice President Leni Robredo says that running for president is a big gamble due to her lack of resources. Robredo said she was ready to run for a local post in Camarines Sur, but her plans changed after meeting with other potential candidates. And in lighter news, this pair of newlyweds are making waves in social media because of their quirky prenup shoot. Kyra and Patrick Bombase wore inflatable dinosaur costumes to better express themselves as a couple. The couple also incorporated their favorite hobbies at the shoot, like airsoft gaming and painting. Patrick said the inspiration came from seeing a friend's child in the dinosaur costume and a bank commercial featuring a dino. Let's take a quick look at today's other top stories. All 3 crew members of an Australian military helicopter are safe after crashing while in transit east of Luzon. According to the Australian Department of Defense, the aircraft was conducting a routine flight overnight when the crew emergency landed in the Philippine Sea. The crew were rescued by sea boats from HMAS Brisbane 20 minutes after the crash. The death toll from severe tropical storm Maring has hit 30. 11 of these casualties are still under validation, according to the NDRRMC. And the Interior Department says that a 1-seat apart rule will be implemented among moviegoers once Metro Manila shifts to alert level 3 status on Saturday. Cinemas across the region will be allowed to operate at up to 30% capacity. Only fully vaccinated moviegoers will be accommodated. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.